There's a man walking through fire right now, not because he wants to, but because he must. He doesn't cry out, he doesn't run, he doesn't ask why me. He just takes the next step, then another, and another, until the fire becomes a part of him. Because when your purpose is greater than your pain, you keep moving. Even when your soul is cracked, your body bleeding, and the world screaming at you to give up. They took everything from him, his name, his freedom, his peace, but they couldn't touch one thing, his will. You can chain the flesh, you can break the body, but when a spirit refuses to die, it becomes something else, something you can't silence, something that becomes a storm. What they never understood was that the struggle doesn't weaken you, it reveals you. The wounds don't shame you, they shape you, because every scar is proof that you didn't quit, you endured, you resisted, you rise. The battlefield wasn't just blood and swords, it was betrayal, loss, isolation. But he stood, alone if he had to. Because some wars are not about survival, they're about meaning, and that's what they could never take. His reason. He didn't fight for power, he didn't fight for revenge, he fought for honor, for justice, for those who had no voice. That's not a man you can stop, that's not a man you can erase, that's a force. They left him broken, but he built from the ruins. They left him bleeding, but he walked through the pain. They left him forgotten, but he wrote his name in stone. This is not the story of a man, it's the story of a fire. One that wouldn't go out, one that turned every defeat into fuel. And maybe you know that pain. Maybe you've been betrayed. Maybe you've lost what you loved. Had your name dragged through the dirt. Watched people turn their backs when you needed them most. Good, that means you're ready. Because the strongest warriors were not raised in comfort. They were forged in loss. They didn't get handed power. They earned it in battle. And like him, you will rise. You will rise when no one is watching. You will fight when no one claps. You will bleed when no one cares. And still, you will not bow. Because your life is not measured by comfort. It's measured by what you overcome. He stood in the arena, outnumbered, wounded, exhausted. But he never backed down. Because some men don't fight to win. They fight to finish. To prove to the world and to themselves that they can't be broken, that they will not vanish, that their soul was born for this. The fight may be long, the nights may be cold, but if you keep going, if you dig deeper, if you burn for something more, then nothing can stop you. Not fear, not failure, not even fate. Not because it's easy, but because it's worth it. Walk through the fire, carry your scars, remember your pain, and let the world watch as you turn every blow into strength. Because this isn't the end. This is your beginning. Your legacy isn't written by how many times you fall, but how violently you rise. So fight, breathe, endure, and never forget. The world may break your body, but it can't touch your purpose. You were born for this. Because pain isn't your enemy. It's your invitation to grow, to evolve, to become everything they said you couldn't be. Every tear you've shed is a blueprint. Every failure, a foundation. Every scar, a page in the story you're still writing. The ones who make it, they don't wait for the storm to pass. They become the storm. They don't hope for easy roads. They dig through the rough ones with bleeding hands and a screaming heart. Because the destination, it's never handed to the weak. It's earned by those who decide, I don't care what stands in front of me, I'm moving through. Listen, they won't clap for your journey. They won't cheer for your comeback. They won't understand why you keep going. And that's fine, because you're not doing this for applause. You're doing it for redemption, for something bigger than comfort, bigger than doubt. You're doing it for the version of you that refused to stay buried in the wreckage. You see, every time you rise, someone is watching. A friend, a stranger, a future warrior looking for a reason to believe in themselves again. You are the proof. The proof that strength doesn't come from muscles. It comes from moments. The moments when quitting felt easier, but you didn't. The moments when the pain screamed louder than your dreams, but you kept walking. That's power. That's leadership. That's real. So when the voices return, the ones in your head, telling you it's over, you tell them, this is just the beginning. Because I will not bow. I will not break. I will not lose myself trying to please a world that doesn't understand my fire. You're here to build something timeless, and anything worth building takes pain, takes rejection, takes obsession. There was a time you questioned if you were enough. But look at you now, still breathing, still pushing, still climbing. Every setback has forged you. Every dark day has trained you. And now, you are a weapon. Not because you fight, but because you've been through hell and came back holding light. Let the others sleep. Let them doubt. Let them talk. You're building legacy in the silence. You're creating something no one can see yet. But soon, your growth, your presence, your power. Because what you're becoming, that can't be ignored. Now look in the mirror, not at the cracks, not at the wounds. Look at the fire behind your eyes. That's the real you, the version that refused to die, the version that chose movement over misery, the version that whispers every morning, I will rise, even if I have to crawl. So get up, stand tall, clench your fists if you have to, because the war isn't over. And you've got more fight in you than they ever knew. You're not here to survive. You're here to dominate. You're not here to exist. You're here to evolve. So bring the pain, bring the doubt, bring the darkness, and watch how the fire inside you burns through it all. This is the rise. This is the rebirth. This is your legacy in the making. Never back down. Never forget who you are. Never stop climbing. Because the storm wasn't sent to break you. It was sent to awaken you.